Well, hello. You have made it to my soothing voice. I am glad you chose to come and have a listen. I'm going to tell you a story. Edgar Mallory was 75, a retired literature professor who had spent much of his life engulfed by dusty books and silent corridors. He was the only one left in his family, as his mother did not have any siblings, nor his parents. It was quite an odd outcome for him. So now he lived alone in a weathered Victorian house, converted into apartments 5 tenants, each as isolated as him. But everything changed when she moved in. Apartment 2. A young woman named Anastasia, a graduate art student. Edgar noticed her from his window. She was stunning. Her beauty had edges, sharp cheekbones, eyes too green to be natural, and long black hair that always seemed a little too damp, even on dry days. Edgar was captivated. He was unsure of how to respond, but he knew in today's world that this sort of thing could be possible. Well, not that possible, Edgar thought. He did not have children. He pushed it to the back of his mind. As time passed, Anastasia would gaze. Like no one else was in the room, she dropped her sketchbook. The drawing on the open page stopped him cold. It was her, sitting by HIS window. I like to imagine, she whispered, brushing a strand of wet hair behind her ear, especially old ones. From that moment on, bringing him wine and stories of dreams that felt like memories. She sketched. With her, he felt dangerous, electric, but things turned. As days passed, she began asking to go on dates. And asking first, and he hesitated. He invited her for tea each evening. They'd sit by the fireplace. Her sketches scattered across the floor, jazz humming in the background. She never spoke of her past, and he didn't press. It was enough just to be near her. He hadn't felt warmth like this since his wife died 12 years earlier. One evening, she touched his hand, while laughing gand electricity passed through him. Not the metaphorical kind. Real. His heart stuttered, not from age, but from something strange and youthful, something hopeful. Her hands were completely ice cold. As they began going on dates, they saw him walking with her at dusk, her hand in his eyes brighter, his limp nearly gone. The age gap drew stares, but they didn't care. It wasn't about youth and age. But Edgar began to notice things quiet, strange things. Her room was always cool, no matter the season. Flowers in her hands always wilted. Animals watched her pass with reverence, and her paintings, they shimmered subtly. One night, "What are you, truly?" She tilted her head. She smiled. "I'm a visitor. I came because you were about to fade." "You mean?" "No," she whispered. "I come when someone is about to stop living before their time. You were fading into silence. I came to remind you of sound." For the first time in decades, Edgar painted again. He and Anastasia spent entire days in the park, on trains. He slept deeper. The world grew vivid again, bright skies, rich tea, the feel of her hair on his shoulder. Then one morning, she was gone. No note, no footprints, just the scent of lilies in the air. In her apartment, he found one thing. It showed him, older but smiling. In the corner was her signature. A curling A. Edgar grew old, and on his 80th birthday, there are many kinds of love, Edgar. Some are meant for a season. Others, to save a soul. You saved mine as much as I saved yours. He smiled and placed it beside the painting of the woman who reminded him life wasn't over until you stopped feeling, and he never stopped feeling.